Admiral Sarah Maxwell stood before the holographic display in Earth's Unified Defense Command, her weathered face illuminated by the swirling patterns of anomalous energy signatures approaching the solar system. 27 years of military service hadn't prepared her for this moment. The threat they faced defied conventional physics, consuming entire star systems in its wake. "Final confirmation from all quantum observation posts," announced Dr. James Chen, his voice steady despite the weight of his words. "The anomaly is accelerating. Time until impact, 48 hours." The command center hummed with controlled tension as humanity's best minds worked to implement their last resort, Project Singularity. After decades of secret development, they would attempt something no species had ever conceived, shifting an entire civilization into quantum parallel space. "All planetary defense networks are aligned," reported Colonel Maya Rodriguez, her fingers dancing across the neural interface. "Quantum resonance chambers at 98% charge across all major population centers." Admiral Maxwell nodded, her mind drifting to the classified reports from the Arcturus Deep Space Observatory. They had detected the cosmic anomaly 3 years ago, a phenomenon that seemed to devour reality itself. The galaxy's other civilizations remained oblivious, their conventional sensors unable to detect the approaching doom. "Send the message," Maxwell commanded, her voice carrying the authority of Earth's Unified Council. "Let it be our last transmission to the galaxy." The quantum communications array powered up, broadcasting on all known frequencies used by the various alien civilizations. Dr. Chen's algorithms ensured it would pierce through any encryption or defense systems. Their final message had to be heard. "To all sentient species of the Milky Way," Maxwell began, her words translated into every known language. "This is humanity's final transmission. We have detected an extinction-level threat approaching our region of space. Our scientists predict it will consume everything in its path. We possess neither the time nor the ability to evacuate our civilization through conventional means." She paused, knowing the impact her next words would have on the galaxy's power structure. "We are implementing our own solution. To those who have dismissed humanity as primitive or inferior, know that we have achieved what you thought impossible. We will survive, but not in any way you can follow or understand. When we return, and we will return, the galaxy will know that humanity's greatest strength was never our technology, but our ability to face the impossible and find a way forward." As the message concluded, Project Singularity entered its final phase. Quantum resonance chambers worldwide pulsed with energy that transcended normal spacetime. Dr. Chen's calculations had to be perfect. They would only get one chance. "Quantum field stabilization at maximum," Rodriguez announced. "All population centers report ready for transition." Maxwell took a deep breath, her hand hovering over the neural interface that would initiate humanity's greatest gambit. "Remember your training, everyone. When we emerge, we'll be the same people, but our understanding of reality will be forever changed." "Admiral," Dr. Chen interrupted, his eyes fixed on the quantum sensors. "The anomaly is accelerating beyond our projections. We have less than 24 hours. Then we go now," Maxwell decided. "Humanity has faced extinction before, from our own actions, from natural disasters, from cosmic accidents. Each time, we've adapted and survived. This time will be no different." She pressed her palm against the neural interface, feeling the familiar tingle of quantum electronics merging with her consciousness. Across Earth and its colonies, billions of humans prepared for a transition that would challenge their very understanding of existence. Project Singularity, execute. The command center filled with a light that seemed to bend inward, defying the normal laws of physics. As Earth's final defensive measure activated, Admiral Maxwell allowed herself a small smile. The galaxy's other civilizations had always underestimated humanity's potential, seeing only their relatively young age as a spacefaring species. They would soon learn that humanity's greatest achievements had been hidden, developed in secret while they played the role of an emerging civilization. The quantum barrier began to form around Earth and its colonies, preparing to shift them into a parallel dimension where they could survive and prepare for the battle ahead. Transition in 10 seconds, Dr. Chen announced, his voice filled with the excitement of a scientist witnessing history. May whatever gods exist watch over humanity in our darkest hour. As the quantum field reached critical mass, Maxwell thought of all the civilizations that would witness Earth's apparent disappearance. They would assume humanity had fallen, become yet another extinct species in the galaxy's long history. They would be wrong. The light bent one final time, and Earth, along with every human colony and outpost, vanished from normal space. To the rest of the galaxy, it would appear as if humanity had simply ceased to exist. But Admiral Maxwell knew better. They hadn't fled. They had evolved. In the quantum parallel dimension, humanity would rebuild, adapt, and prepare. The cosmic anomaly that threatened their existence would find only empty space where Earth once stood. And when the time came to return, the galaxy would witness a humanity transformed by their experience in the quantum realm. The last message had been sent. The trap was set, and humanity's greatest chapter was about to begin. Grand Archon Zextal of the Galactic Concordat paced the crystalline floor of the Emergency Council chamber, his scaled form reflecting the chaos displayed on the quantum monitors surrounding him. 3 standard cycles had passed since Earth's unprecedented disappearance, and the ripples of that event were still spreading through civilized space. "Play it again," he commanded, his inner eyelids narrowing as humanity's final transmission echoed through the chamber. The words of Admiral Maxwell had been analyzed countless times by the finest minds in the Concordat, yet they still held mysteries that defied explanation. First speaker Clara, representative of the ancient Myriad civilization, shifted her luminescent form in agitation. "We have detected similar energy signatures across 17 different sectors," she reported, her thoughts translated into universal standard. "Each occurrence follows the same pattern, a quantum fluctuation that defies our understanding of physics, followed by alterations. Alterations." Zextal's scales rippled with concern. "Explain." The main display activated, showing footage from a Concordat research station in the Carina Arm. The normal starfield suddenly wavered, as if reality itself had become fluid. When the distortion passed, subtle changes remained. Quantum readings that shouldn't exist, subspace frequencies that operated on impossible principles. "The humans knew something we didn't," Clara continued. "Their final message wasn't just a farewell, it was a warning. And perhaps a promise." The chamber's atmosphere grew heavy with unspoken concerns. The Concordat had always viewed humanity as an emerging species, technically advanced, but still primitive compared to the galaxy's elder civilizations. Now that assumption was being questioned by events that challenged their fundamental understanding of the universe. "High Command reports increasing anomalies in our defense networks," announced Military Overseer Rax, his cybernetic enhancements pulsing with data streams. "Critical systems are experiencing evolution." Evolution. Zextal's voice carried a dangerous edge. "Clarify immediately." Rax projected a tactical display showing the Concordat's primary defense grid. "Our quantum containment protocols are being rewritten by an unknown force. The changes are subtle, elegant, improving our systems beyond our current technological capabilities. The source signature matches human quantum architecture." The revelation sent shockwaves through the chamber. First speaker Clara's form pulsed with intense light, a sign of extreme agitation among her kind. "They didn't just disappear," she whispered. "They transcended." Before anyone could respond, a junior analyst burst into the chamber, breaking centuries of protocol. "Grand Archon, we've detected it, the anomaly the humans warned us about. Our long-range sensors are tracking a phenomenon that seems to be consuming reality itself." The main display shifted to show a region of space where stars simply ceased to exist. Not exploded, not died, just vanished, along with the fundamental forces that governed that region of space. The humans' warning had been real. They knew, Zextal realized, his scales shifting to the deep blue of profound understanding. All these years, while we watched them with amusement and condescension, they were preparing for something we couldn't even detect. A new alert flashed across the quantum monitors. Similar reports were flooding in from every major civilization in the galaxy. The mysterious improvements to their technology, the quantum fluctuations, the subtle reshaping of reality. It was happening everywhere, following a pattern that seemed almost protective. Analysis of the human quantum signature suggests they're operating on a level of reality we previously thought impossible, Clara reported, her form now steady with focused concentration. They're not gone. They're everywhere, preparing us for what's coming. Military Overseer Rax's cybernetics sparked with sudden insight. The improvements to our defense systems, they're not random. They're methodical, designed to help us survive what's approaching. The humans didn't abandon the galaxy. They're fortifying it. Zextal moved to the center of the chamber, his ancient species' natural authority drawing all attention. "We face two extraordinary revelations," he announced. First, that a force exists capable of unraveling the fabric of space-time itself. Second, that the species we dismissed as primitive had not only detected this threat, but developed a means to transcend conventional reality to combat it. The chamber fell silent as the implications sank in. Humanity hadn't fled in fear. They had evolved beyond normal space to fight a war that most species couldn't even comprehend. Their disappearance wasn't an end, but a beginning. "Send word to all civilizations," Sextal commanded. "Every quantum fluctuation, every system evolution, every reality distortion must be documented and analyzed. The humans are preparing us for something, and we must understand their method if we hope to survive what's coming." As if in response to his words, the quantum monitors flickered with new data. Across the galaxy, more systems were being subtly altered, enhanced by an intelligence that operated beyond normal space-time. Humanity's fingerprints were everywhere, yet nowhere. A paradox that suggested they had achieved something previously thought impossible. "They'll return," Clara stated with certainty, her form glowing with the deep wisdom of her species. "The question is, will we be ready when they do? Will we have learned enough from their gifts to stand beside them against what comes?" The answer to that question would determine the fate of all civilized space. In their absence, humanity had become more influential than ever before, reshaping the galaxy in preparation for a battle that would determine the fate of existence itself. On the quantum-shifted Earth, time flowed differently. What had been months for the galaxy had been decades for humanity, each moment stretched and compressed by the physics of their new realm. In the gleaming quantum control center of New Jakarta, Admiral Maxwell, now bearing the signs of those extra years, studied the latest reports from the dimensional border teams. "The biosynthetic integration is complete," Dr. Chen announced, his aging features illuminated by the strange light of quantum space. "Every human colony has successfully adapted to exist in both states simultaneously, quantum and physical." He paused, allowing himself a small smile. "We've become something entirely new." The transformation had been profound. Humanity had not merely hidden in the quantum realm, they had evolved to inhabit it. Their bodies now existed in a superposition of states, their minds capable of processing reality on multiple levels simultaneously. What had begun as a desperate survival measure had become an evolutionary leap. "Show me the latest breach analysis," Maxwell commanded, her consciousness extending through the quantum network that connected all of humanity. The main display shifted, revealing the cosmic anomaly's continued advance through normal space. But now they could see it clearly. A cancer in reality itself, consuming the fundamental forces that held the universe together. "Our preparations in normal space are proceeding as planned," reported Colonel Rodriguez, her form shifting between quantum states as she accessed multiple data streams simultaneously. "The modifications we're making to other civilizations' technology will give them a fighting chance when the time comes." Maxwell nodded, remembering the day they had discovered the true nature of their enemy. The cosmic anomaly wasn't a natural phenomenon. It was a weapon, created by beings who existed in dimensions even higher than their current quantum state. These entities viewed lower-dimensional existence as a threat to their own reality and had decided to cauterize what they saw as an infection in the universe. Project Ascendant status. Maxwell asked, her quantum-enhanced mind already processing multiple possible futures. Dr. Chen gestured, creating a complex holographic model in the quantum space around them. The quantum resonance chambers have been repurposed into dimensional anchors. When we return to normal space, we'll be able to maintain our quantum state while existing in the physical realm. But more importantly, he expanded the model, showing how their modifications to the galaxy's technology had created a vast, interconnected network. We're not just preparing them to fight, we're preparing them to evolve. The plan was audacious, even by humanity's standards. They wouldn't just return to fight the higher dimensional beings, they would bring the entire galaxy with them into a new state of existence. Every modification they had made to alien technology was part of a vast quantum encryption key, preparing all sentient life for an evolutionary leap. The null zones are expanding, Rodriguez reported, highlighting areas where the cosmic anomaly had consumed all reality. We have perhaps 3 more quantum months before the damage becomes irreversible in normal space. Maxwell processed this information through her evolved consciousness. In the quantum realm, humanity had gained abilities that their ancestors would have considered godlike. They could observe multiple timelines, exist in superposition, and manipulate the fundamental forces of reality. But even these powers might not be enough against beings who could erase existence itself. Begin final preparations for Project Ascendance, Maxwell ordered. It's time to show the galaxy why humanity chose to evolve rather than run. Throughout quantum-shifted Earth and its colonies, humanity's transformation continued. Children were born who had never known normal space, their minds naturally attuned to quantum reality. The original survivors had adapted, their consciousness expanding to embrace their new existence. They had become beings of both particle and wave, matter and energy, past and future. The quantum barrier between dimensions is thinning, Dr. Chen observed, his consciousness extending through multiple probability states. The higher beings, they know something has changed. They're becoming aware of our evolution. Maxwell smiled, a complex expression that existed across multiple quantum states simultaneously. Good. Let them know we're coming. Let them understand that humanity didn't hide from their weapon. We transcended it. The quantum realm shimmered around them, reality itself responding to humanity's collective will. They had not merely survived in this strange space between dimensions. They had mastered it, reshaped it, made it their own. And through their understanding, they had discovered a truth that the higher dimensional beings feared. Consciousness itself was the key to ascending beyond dimensional boundaries. All quantum anchors are in position, Rodriguez reported, her form flickering through multiple probability states. The modifications to alien technology are complete. When we return, the entire galaxy will be ready for the transformation. Then it's time, Maxwell declared, her consciousness reaching out to connect with every human in their quantum realm. We went into exile to save ourselves. We returned to save everyone. As humanity prepared for their dramatic return to normal space, the quantum realm resonated with their collective purpose. They had entered this dimension as refugees, fleeing a force they couldn't combat. They would return as guides, leading the galaxy's civilizations toward a new stage of existence. The higher dimensional beings had sought to erase what they saw as a lower form of life. Instead, they had catalyzed an evolution that would challenge their own supremacy. Humanity had not merely survived. They had become something new, something that existed beyond the boundaries of conventional reality. And they were ready to share their transformation with the galaxy. The Galactic Concordat's emergency session erupted into chaos as reality itself seemed to fracture. Across the vast chamber, quantum distortions rippled through space-time, and through these tears in conventional physics, humanity made their return. Admiral Maxwell stepped through the quantum veil, her form simultaneously solid and wave-like, existing in multiple states that challenged the observer's perception. Behind her, the combined fleet of Earth emerged, ships that were both matter and energy, technology that defied conventional understanding. "Greetings, Grand Archon Zextal." Maxwell's voice resonated through both physical and quantum space. "We apologize for our abrupt departure, but our preparations are now complete." Before the assembled representatives could respond, every piece of technology they had modified over the past months activated simultaneously. The quantum encryption key hidden within their improvements began to unfold, creating a cascade of evolutionary changes throughout galactic civilization. "What you are experiencing," Maxwell explained as the representatives watched their own forms begin to shift and evolve, "is the next step in cosmic evolution. The beings attacking our reality believe that lower dimensional life must be eliminated. We're going to prove them wrong." Through the quantum network that now connected all sapient life in the galaxy, the truth became clear. Humanity hadn't just been hiding. They had been building a bridge, preparing every species for ascension to a higher state of existence. "The enemy approaches," Dr. Chen announced, his consciousness extending through the quantum field. Multiple reality nullification events detected at the galaxy's edge. The main display showed the horror of the cosmic anomaly in its true form. Vast beings of pure dimensional energy, so far beyond normal space that their mere presence erased reality. They had detected the galaxy's quantum evolution and were moving to stop it. "All species," Maxwell broadcast across the quantum network, "embrace the changes. Your technology, your bodies, your very consciousness. Everything we modified was preparation for this moment. Together, we rise beyond dimensional boundaries." The transformation swept through the galaxy like a wave of quantum fire. Species that had once been bound by physical limitations found themselves evolving, their consciousness expanding to embrace new dimensions of reality. The gifts humanity had hidden in their technology blossomed into full understanding. First speaker Clara was among the first to fully transition, her naturally luminescent form taking on new properties that existed across multiple dimensions. "We see now," she communicated through the quantum field. "Your disappearance, your modifications to our civilization, it was all to prepare us for ascension." The higher dimensional beings reacted with impossible violence, their attacks attempting to unravel the very fabric of space-time. But humanity had spent decades preparing for this moment, and now they weren't fighting alone. "All quantum-enhanced fleets engage according to Plan Omega," Maxwell commanded. Ships from every civilization in the galaxy moved in perfect coordination, their weapons enhanced by humanity's quantum technology. Each blast existed in multiple states simultaneously, bypassing the higher being's dimensional defenses. The battle raged across conventional space and quantum realms simultaneously. The higher beings, for the first time, faced resistance that could harm them. Their reality-erasing weapons met shields that existed in quantum superposition. Their dimensional attacks were countered by beings who could shift between states of existence. "They're adapting," Rodriguez reported, tracking the enemy's movements through quantum space. "But so are we. The quantum network is evolving faster than they can counter." Throughout the galaxy, civilizations that had once been bound by physical limitations joined the battle. Species that had never worked together found their consciousness linked through the quantum network, their strategies and technologies merging into something greater than the sum of their parts. This is what they feared. Maxwell realized, her quantum-enhanced mind processing the truth. Not that we would resist, but that we would unite. That consciousness itself would evolve beyond their control. The higher beings launched a desperate assault, attempting to sever the quantum connections binding the galaxy together. But humanity's preparations had been too thorough, the evolution too complete. Each attack only served to strengthen the bonds between species, pushing their collective consciousness to new levels of existence. Dr. Chen's voice echoed through the quantum network. "The final phase of Project Ascendance is ready. All civilizations are sufficiently evolved for dimensional synchronization. Maxwell nodded, her form shifting through multiple quantum states. All species prepare for final ascension. What we've experienced so far was just the beginning. Together, we take the next step. The quantum network pulsed with the combined consciousness of every sapient being in the galaxy. Humanity's gift had prepared them for this moment, not just to fight the higher beings, but to transcend the very boundaries they sought to enforce. As the final battle reached its crescendo, the galaxy itself seemed to hold its breath. Humanity had returned not as conquerors or saviors, but as guides to a new stage of existence. The higher beings had sought to prevent the rise of dimensional consciousness, but in doing so, they had catalyzed the very evolution they feared. The counter-strike had begun, and with it, the transformation of all galactic life into something that even the higher dimensional beings couldn't have predicted. In the aftermath of the dimensional battle, the galaxy pulsed with new life. The higher beings had retreated, their reality-erasing weapons useless against civilizations that now existed across multiple states of being. In the transformed Galactic Concordat chamber, representatives of every species gathered, their forms shifting between physical and quantum states as naturally as breathing. Admiral Maxwell stood at the center of the chamber, her consciousness extending through the quantum network that now bound all sapient life together. The network itself had evolved beyond its original design, becoming a living testament to the power of unified consciousness. "The threat has passed," she announced, her words resonating across multiple dimensions simultaneously. "But what we've become is only the beginning." Dr. Chen's quantum-enhanced calculations projected through the shared consciousness of the assembly. The dimensional barriers are stabilizing. Our collective evolution has created a new paradigm, one that allows for infinite growth without threatening higher or lower dimensional spaces. The gathered species, once divided by physical limitations and cultural boundaries, now existed in a state of quantum harmony. Their consciousness could shift between dimensions at will, their understanding encompassing realities that their former selves couldn't have comprehended. First speaker Clara, her luminescent form now dancing through quantum possibilities, addressed the assembly. Humanity's gift was not just the technology to fight the higher beings. It was the key to unlocking our own potential. We were all capable of this evolution. We simply needed guides to show us the way. The quantum network hummed with shared memories of the transformation. Species that had once been limited to physical form now explored multiple dimensions simultaneously. Technologies that had once been bound by conventional physics now operated across a spectrum of realities. "We've received contact from other galaxies," Rodriguez reported, her consciousness extending through the quantum field. "They've detected our transformation. They're asking for guidance." Maxwell smiled, the expression rippling through quantum space. "And we'll give it to them. Just as humanity guided this galaxy, we'll help others achieve their own evolution." The higher beings sought to prevent the rise of dimensional consciousness. Instead, they'll witness its spread across the universe. Through the quantum network, every species could access the accumulated knowledge of the galaxy. The barriers between civilizations had dissolved, replaced by a deeper understanding of their shared existence. Yet within this unity, individual consciousness remained distinct, each species contributing its unique perspective to the collective. "The quantum anchors have become self-sustaining," Dr. Chen announced. "The evolution is permanent. Whatever we become from here, there's no returning to what we were." His form shifted through probability states as he spoke, demonstrating the truth of his words. Grand Archon Zextal, his scaled form now existing in quantum superposition, addressed Maxwell. "When humanity first appeared in our galaxy, we thought you primitive. When you vanished, we thought you defeated. Now we understand. You were always ahead of us, preparing us for this moment." The chamber resonated with agreement from all species present. Humanity's apparent technological inferiority had been a careful disguise, concealing their work on quantum evolution. Their disappearance, which had seemed like retreat, had been the first step in a plan to save not just their own civilization, but all life in the galaxy. The higher beings have withdrawn completely, Rodriguez reported. Our quantum sensors detect them retreating to the furthest dimensions. They recognize that we're no longer prey to be eliminated, but equals to be respected. Maxwell's consciousness expanded through the quantum network, touching every mind in the transformed galaxy. This is the dawn of a new era. We are no longer bound by dimensional barriers or physical limitations. Our consciousness has become the bridge between all states of existence. Through the quantum field, the assembled species shared visions of the future. They saw their consciousness continuing to evolve, their understanding of reality expanding infinitely. The higher beings' attempt to prevent their evolution had instead catalyzed a transformation beyond anything they could have predicted. "We offer this gift to the universe," Maxwell declared, her words echoing through dimensions. "Not conquest, not dominion, but the freedom to evolve. Every consciousness in existence has this potential. We need only show them the way." As if in response, the quantum network pulsed with new connections forming across intergalactic space. Other galaxies, detecting the transformation, reached out through the quantum field. The evolution that had begun with humanity's desperate plan would spread, touching every corner of the cosmos. Dr. Chen's calculations projected through shared consciousness, showing the future unfolding across multiple probability streams. "This is just the beginning," he announced. "Our evolution will continue. What we are now is merely the first step toward what we might become." The assembly buzzed with the implications. They had transcended the boundaries that had once defined their existence, yet the potential for growth remained infinite. Humanity had shown them the way, but the path forward would be shaped by all species together. "We face a new dawn," Maxwell concluded, her consciousness resonating with every being in the transformed galaxy. Not as separate species, not as different civilizations, but as pioneers of consciousness itself. The universe is no longer something we merely inhabit. It's something we help create. The quantum network pulsed one final time, carrying her words to every corner of their new reality. The higher beings had sought to prevent the rise of dimensional consciousness, but they had instead witnessed the birth of something far greater. A unified cosmos where consciousness itself had become the bridge between all states of existence. The new dawn had arrived, and with it, the promise of infinite evolution.